Hey guys, and welcome to another week of the Lost Resort. This is a weekly streaming show coming at you live every Thursday. This week, my guests are Little Boots and Sisters of Sound. Today, we'll be discussing being a woman in music, owning your own record label, and really how COVID has been affecting all facets of the record industry. To give you some background, Little Boots is a Grammy-nominated artist, producer, and songwriter who has spent her career blurring the lines between pop music and electronic music. She's the founder of an independent label, On Repeat Records. Sisters of Sound is made up of Maddy Maia, VP A&R Ninja Tune for North America, and Toddy, Dublab US Special Projects Director. Together, they are launching Sisters of Sound Music, a new record label and collective pioneering diverse global electronic talent with a female and female identifying focus. Hi, you guys.
Hi.
What a nice intro.
So happy to see you guys. It's so funny because, you know, obviously food is a big part of the show, and I just got really hungry. So I ate a piece before the intro, and when I was trying to kind of read your bio blurbs, and I just couldn't figure out why my mouth was so spicy until I realized I just ate a piece of really spicy chicken right before this went on. Technically, I'm not supposed to be eating yet, but, you know, no one knows. So how are you guys? Where are you streaming from? Do you guys live? Well, I know you two live around my neighborhood. So you guys are in LA.
And in fact, Victoria used to live here, so we've done a little shrine made up of all the stuff she's left of our house.
Like I left a lot of shit there.
Fan shrine, the silver jacket, the costumes.
Oh, the silver jacket! That's iconic.
A lovely synth and her "I'm CEO bitch."
Oh, you're making me emotional.
But is that one thing behind you? Is that it's a wig?
Oh no, it's a jacket made of hair.
Another jacket
made of hair. It's really cool.
It's really creepy. I need to throw it away.
No, please don't throw it away. It was expensive.
I'm gonna throw it away.
It's just just take it and put it back on your hair, and if you're ever cold, you can take it off and then put it around your shoulders.
No, it was super crazy because I was living in LA with Maddie, and then I moved out, but I was kind of like half moved out, and I still have my studio room there, well, that we shared. And I was just like, I'll be back in a month or so. I've got clothes in the closet, you know. I'm like, you know, I was back and forwards between the UK and LA so much, so I didn't even think about it. I was just like, I'll be back in a couple of months, and then this happened, and I can't come back. And it was so like life interrupted. It's just like someone put a wall down. And like I know talking to Maddie, it's the same. You're like, I can't come back and see my parents in England. And I guess we'd got so used to the luxury of just be able to knit back and forwards between London and Los Angeles, which is of course like a huge privilege and a crazy thing to get used to. But I think we all did. And this kind of barrier's gone up, and it's pretty distressing. I'm just like, wait, I hadn't done that. Like I'm still 1 foot there, and you know, it's a very strange thing to just be like, my piano is there. I miss my piano more than Maddie. No,
I didn't even get a mention.
Can't imagine what it was like being in your house as a roommate.
God. We've got the photos.
Out of control. Oh, that's one of the PC ones.
Would you guys even frame the non-PC ones? Maybe that would be something to do.
There are. We just had to have them out of shot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So Vic, you're in LA. So you're stuck in LA right now too.
I'm in London.
Oh, you're in London. Okay, you're stuck over there. So you're stuck over there, and these two are stuck over here. So you guys can't leave anywhere. Yeah, I can't leave either.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'd like to go somewhere too.
But it's not even like I want to go somewhere. It's more just like I was so used to that passage of travel. It's just really strange to just be like snatched.
Yeah, it's, you know, this concept of globalization, right? As a whole,
yeah,
we feel so close to places that are really like far by distance, but because of coronavirus and this whole quarantine situation, we really feel like our whole world has shrunk, and we don't have access to all these places that we used to.
Yeah, I think that's why we felt it's really important, in this new project and label we're starting, is all about world music and world music influence, and never has it been more relevant time to highlight the impact and celebrate, the different cultures on, LA or whatever community you're in, basically. So it's all the more relevant and emotional, I think, and poignant right now. So we can talk about that in a bit.
Okay. Let's actually get to playing some music. Vic, you actually have this completely unreleased track that is going to be premiered by me, so I feel very special. Tell me about it before I play it.
So I went to when lockdown happened, I went to Iceland with my parents in the north of England, which is lovely, but also you're like, I'm living with my parents again. This is pretty weird. In the north of England, which is not near much. It's very different from London and LA. And I was feeling pretty down, and I wasn't writing or struggling to write. Even it was this horrible thing of everyone's like, oh, at least you can create. But I'm like, I'm not creating anything. I'm like, all right, I'd come to the piano, I'm just stuck. And I was feeling pretty down about it. And then this horrible guilt kicks in of oh, but now you're not touring, you have time to write, and you're not even writing now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure a lot of artists I spoke to can relate to this kind of toxic productivity kind of pressure feedback.
Yeah, it's quite unfair, I think. I think everyone at their own pace. It's hard to force yourself to be creative. It doesn't work because I have time, I'm now creative. It doesn't work like that.
And I'm like, oh my God, Charlie XX has just written a whole album in lockdown, and I've not even finished half a demo. I'm just helping my mom don't know, clean up rubbish or something. So anyway, and then I got this email from my friend Leia. LPGOB is her producer, artist name, and she's just like, hey, I was just thinking of you with this track. Do you want to make some stuff? And I was like, oh my God, yeah, I really do. And I just watched the Queen had just done a special speech to get us through coronavirus, because in England that's what's going to get us through. It's a speech from the Queen. She was like, we will meet again, my friends. And I was like, God. And it was this World War II kind of nostalgic feeling. And I was like, oh my God, that's just the Queen just wrote a great lyric. I'm going to nick that. So I just sang pretty simple over this track. And she was like, I love it. It's done. We're going to release it. And then, so Sophie Tucker, do you know those guys?
Yes, yeah.
So they've been doing a live DJ set on Twitch every day of lockdown. Mm-hmm. I think they're on day 110.
Yep, they're very consistent.
Stamina. I don't know how. And they always look so into it. But they started playing the song, and people started freaking out. And then one day I woke up and my DMs were just full of these crazy messages. People like, release the song, release the song. And then a girl covering it on the ukulele. And then another girl had made a whole dance to it. And then some people just met on the street and started singing. And I was like, what is going on? How are people finding this song? It's all from Sophie Tucker. Anyway, so cut a long story short, it's coming out on the 10th of July on Animal Collective, which is Sophie Tucker's label. And it's
nice.
LPGOB. He's an awesome female producer, DJ, general, brilliant human. It's called Meet Again.
Excited. All right, let's play that.
Say hello to all my friends. It won't be long until this ends.
This way.
We'll go out
We still are, yeah.
like we used to do. We'll shine bright like the sun and moon. I know we'll meet again. I don't know where, and I don't know when. I don't know where, and I don't know when.
Oh yeah. You can always talk over it if you want.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got someone saying Jack Pratt, right?
You're gonna have to give the Queen points on the record. You know that, right?
Yeah.
You have to give her writing, her publishing. You have to give the Queen her publishing.
No way. It's good enough. feel like Lands and a lot of colour block batteries used to have.
Aww.
I just saw the video actually. Against the wall here.
I would smile through it all, and I would dance until I fall. So don't worry about me, and I won't worry about you until we meet again. I don't know where.
Oh, I missed our pool party.
I know, this song makes people really like nostalgic for raving.
We need to get a paddling pool in the
It's a
backyard.
nostalgic rave song.
I know. I miss a good rave, you guys.
I don't know where and I don't know when, but I know we'll meet again. Yeah, I know we'll meet again.
Oh, I'm getting quite emotional. I miss you guys.
Yeah, I know we'll meet again.
Nice.
Yeah, you can pre-save this now.
Okay.
I'll post the link where you can pre-save it, and it's going to be out next week, 10th of July. Meet again. So I really want this song to like. I've got a good feeling about it. People are reacting. So
Great track.
Yeah.
Great track, Nick.
Beautiful
It's a
track.
normal thing, but it's definitely where it feels emotional right now.
Yeah. Everyone misses a good rave. A nice
Yeah,
like, moment.
exactly. It's like
Close their eyes and
rave
feel the
again. The Queen just wants to rave, basically. She's like, me and the corgis are gagging for it.
The gang for a pool party.
Yeah.
The corgis are just like, get me in a rubber ring.
You
Give
don't,
us some
you don't
white
realize it,
claw.
but they,
I'll be in the
there's this-
pool.
all those corgis are just covered in glitter and just like glow things. I guess a UK rave is different than an American rave.
I feel like if it was a dog, she'd be a corgi, a regal corgi.
I actually about half an hour got told I'd be a Bichon Frise about 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, I
We
can
have
see
reasons.
Do you
that.
identify with that?
Yeah.
Okay, accurate then. Okay, so this is kind of one of my favorite parts of the show. It's so if you guys are new to this program, we always have a segment where we basically unbox a lot of food and start eating it on the program, and it is to support local businesses. Sometimes our artists are located and stuck in areas where they cannot order. In those cases, a lot of them are cooking for themselves or choosing this time in quarantine to work on their health. So let's go this way. Vic, what did you get? Anything?
Well, because it's nearly midnight here, I already ate. So sorry, but I did make a meal for friends, which is the first good meal I've made in about 2 years. So I was quite proud of myself.
What'd you make?
So I just made some salad, like a nice chicken avocado orange salad. And then my friend Ned, who's upstairs banging around, made homemade cinnamon buns, and they were delicious.
Ooh.
And then my friend Lauren went to there's a really awesome independent wine shop called Borough Wines around the corner. And they were always like a really nice local wine shop, but pretty quiet. And since COVID, the queue has been insane. And we said to him today, like, it seems like you're a lot busier. Are you actually? And he's like, oh my God, this is the busiest we've ever been, which is really great, I think. So everyone, instead of going to the pub, is queuing up to buy a nice bottle of wine. So we got some nice English sparkling wine from producers in Devon. And
Wow.
I'm drinking it now, and it's delicious.
Yum. What about you girls? You guys get any food?
We sort of went for the like English high tea vibe because
Ooh.
I had lunch. So I think like most people, we've been exploring black owned independent retailers and restaurants. So we got two things.
Yeah.
Lottie, show off your weird mushroom drink. It's like a mushroom latte.
I thought it's like mushroom latte.
No, are you on the mushrooms?
Oh,
this
is
is
it
from,
is it like a reishi?
and I got a turmeric one. So this is from Bloom and Plume, who are a black-owned coffee shop. I think they're downtown. It's this guy, Maurice Harris. His Instagram is amazing. You need to check it out. It's very funny.
He's naked.
He's naked in a lot of the pictures, which obviously
Ooh.
too. So we got the coffees from that, and they had cinnamon buns actually that they'd run out. So we also got some treats here. We've got some truffles for you, and I have some like vegan coconut cake.
Show the camera. People like to see. I want to see.
Where's the camera? Oh, there.
I want those.
And these are from Woodspoon, which is a Brazilian owned. You know them?
Yeah, they're great. Don't they have that pot pie? They do like a pie thing, right? Too? I think so. They're really good. It's Brazilian.
Yeah.
I did think you said Weatherspoons for a minute then.
Oh my god.
No, Weatherspoons. They weren't we won't go down that route.
It's a terrible pub chain in England, but then weirdly hits the spot sometimes.
What's this one?
Lemon vegan coconut
Oh my god.
thing cake.
Nice. All right. In full gluttony, let me show you what I ordered. Let's see. So I actually wanted to order. So I ordered local from a place in downtown called Lao. I kind of forgot the name, but I'll look it up later. So it's a Taiwanese place in downtown. Okay. This is basically 1,000-year-old egg and tofu salad.
Oh wow.
I don't know if you guys can see. Let me see if I can show you. Pull out this. Have you guys watched like Fear Factor? Is that a thing? Have you guys heard of it before?
No, let me have it.
Okay. So big thing on there in the early days was eating this thing. So if you can see it, this is an egg that's basically turned coffee colored. So it's I think a fermented or aged duck egg, and they call it 1,000-year-old egg, but it hasn't been 1,000 years. Sometimes it doesn't taste that bad. It's like salty, and then has tofu and this stuff called pork floss, which is literally pork somehow made into fluffy stuff. Don't quote me. I don't know Taiwanese food that well. And then this stuff right here, I got like chili wontons, basically. So they have the sauce on the side. Okay, I'm not done, by the way.
My mouth is watering. I love that you literally had your mouth full and couldn't do the intros. You're really close to the part, honestly.
This is real, you know. Self-control is hard. This is, I think, a really famous Taiwanese dish. So this is braised pork, and it's over rice with like a soy sauce egg and some cucumbers.
I love stuff like that.
Okay, I'm not done yet. I think I did too much this week. This is some kind of chicken and rice. So it's a special kind of chicken that's been like pulled apart, and like I think it's in some kind of rice wine. Another egg. I don't know what that is. I think that's a slaw.
Delicious.
And
oh my god, is this all for you?
I don't know if I'll eat it all on the program, but probably after. So this is some kind of it's like a Taiwanese omelet, and I guess I got this one's vegetarian, so it has mushrooms in it. And then last but not least, Taiwanese style popcorn chicken. If you've ever gone to a boba place, you know these things are really popular.
Yeah.
And they come with the sauce. So that's how much I ordered today, everyone.
Impressive.
That would literally last you for about 4 days.
Not me.
That's probably about 4 minutes.
Literally me. About 4 minutes.
I could probably just put this food in an Uber and send it to you guys. Let's actually listen to some more music. So this next one is Maddie's pick. So it's Jada G, both of us.
Gina G.
Jada.
Got it.
Oh, God. So I wanted to play one Ninja Tune release. Obviously, aside from SOS, I'm A&R with Ninja Tune, which I'm sure you guys know is a 30-year-old independent record label to come out of the UK. We have a lot of amazing artists. Jada's, again, wanted to keep it female-produced themed on the show today. She's one of our brilliant new signings. Her debut album came out in March last year, and this is a follow-up release. I love her. I don't know if you guys have ever seen her live. Like,
I love her.
Amazing.
yeah, she's known for sort of her energetic DJ set. She's an amazing DJ, an amazing producer, and I'm really happy that this is kind of blowing up for her now. She's based in London at the moment, and yeah, this is the new single.
All right, so J to G, both of us. This is a good time for you to continue eating too. I mean, I guess me.
I might like to have that pop up, even though I love J to G though. I love her. I'm loving the return of the bucket hat, Lottie.
I know. Love that.
Aww. Virtual eating, a new low.
I love that your independent outlet with the alcohol. Very fun.
Yeah.
It's really spicy.
It was fun, mate. It was fun, independent. I'll go and find the bottle.
Gone.
My food's really spicy, you guys.
Oh my god, don't know. Imagine the RA headline. TOKiMONSTA. Live stream.
That'd be a really funny. That'd be an
This
interesting
is my
way to go.
takeaway. Here we go. This was the house champagne, and this was the classic cuvee from Devon.
Wow.
I'm supporting local independent businesses. I don't like the label though.
Yeah, this is down.
Made in Lime Bay.
I didn't think that there are a lot of vineyards in England.
There aren't.
There's more than you think though. No, it's a very good area for sparkling wine. So basically really good English sparkling wine is kind of better than bad champagne, if you get what I mean. So it's just in that area that can make good sparkling wine. But it's like a not discovered enough thing. So a lot of the kind of fancy wine shops are championing more English sparkling wine over champagne. Because champagne, it's just because it's the region and the name, but it's not necessarily like the best quality thing you could get. So in around Kent, Canterbury, there's really good producers. I've never had one from Devon before, but there's definitely a few belts of English sparkling wine that are, and white wine, more whites than sparkling. Yeah, top tip, nice.
How's all your food then?
Huh?
But I've started tuning everything out and just focusing. Were you asking me how my food is?
Yeah.
You guys want some?
I really do.
You know what? I'm gonna show. There's a good egg moment. I didn't realize that these are soft boiled eggs, so they have that nice, break apart, oozy vibe. I don't know. It's like egg porn, but I have another egg, so I'm gonna do with that one. I'll show you guys. Well,
Yes.
this one was
I
great.
do miss LA takeaways a lot. Just not as good here. Well, there is some good stuff now, but my favourite was what was the really good one? The time in
You like?
I liked Sage. No, I liked Pine and Crane. Oh, that was the best hangover order. Oh, I miss it. When can I come back? When are they going to allow people to come?
Technically, you can come back if you go via a non-travel ban country for 2 weeks at the moment. I spoke to a lawyer this week.
Not effort.
You have to go, also that, obviously they're all changing. It's fluid, the different immigration laws. I don't know.
How's LA feeling right now? Is it feeling pretty weird or like?
I'm feeling weird again.
I'm getting weird, yeah.
Yeah.
The atmosphere has shifted, I feel like. And
So there's still people not wearing masks. So wear a bloody mask.
yeah, 40,000 new cases in the US yesterday.
Yeah. I think, okay, let's say I understand that people have very varying opinions on how the numbers are for coronavirus, but even on the smallest scale, if you could just wear the mask, even as a favor to the people that believe it's a big deal, just wear the mask. It's not hard.
At most, you're going to just have a slightly sweaty face. That's literally the most inconvenience you're going to experience in the whole thing.
I mean, you don't have to put makeup on from here to here. Isn't that great?
Sure.
You just leave this. You just walk outside like this. No one needs to see anything under here. You can have all the food in your mouth. Doesn't matter.
And you can get quite cool ones. My friend's mum made me this one out of Liberty fabric. It's cute.
It's a very luxury face mask, Victoria.
No, it's my friend's mum's made me from like a patchwork thing.
Lottie and I have from the LA-based design company, the 69 ones.
69.
Oh, they're trendy.
They were $6, and they came in like 2 days, and they're amazing.
Yeah, it's like a new way to just flex. It's a new hobby, just wear the mask. It's so
also, no
easy.
one really knows, like, they can't read your face, so you can have poker face at all times.
The best part is, sometimes you can look at someone and smile at them, but now they don't know you're smiling. So then you look at someone, they kind of give you this glance, like, why is she looking at me? It's like, oh, should not do that. It's going to make dating really hard.
Tell in the eyes, though. Do you know what I think?
Yeah, I think you can.
I think so
Maybe
too.
not.
I guess it depends on the person.
Anxiety to some degree, particularly when it's been a long time since I've interacted with anybody. I'd say the skills are pretty low right now. Add the mask in the mix, and suddenly you're like, I don't know how to talk to people.
No, I forgot how to do my makeup.
React.
It was terrifying. I literally hadn't worn makeup for so long. I couldn't do my eyeliner anymore. I mean, first of all, but come on.
This show is practice for me. So once a week I do makeup, and it's worth it.
Yeah.
So same practice, But then I don't know if this will apply to you guys, but if I don't wear makeup for a long time and then I kind of forget, though. I start rubbing my eyes again, and then I get big panda eyes because I've been like rubbing it like this.
I just get like, who is that person in the mirror? I'm like, oh, it's terrifying. And then I'm like,
it's like when you have your front-facing camera on when it surprises you, like you turn your camera on to take a photo, and it's facing this way. And it's like this really horrible angle of you from the bottom. Let's go to playing the next song. So this one is Lottie's pick, and it's Complete Your Collection by Umfang. And this is coming out on your guys' label.
Yes, it is.
Ooh.
Should we give a little intro for the label?
Yeah, but this is a soft launch announce, actually, Jen. First time we've spoken about it publicly. So yeah, Lottie and I starting a label.
Mad people that we are.
During a global pandemic and an economic recession. But no, in all seriousness, it's I think it's about harbouring and supporting the talents of largely female identifying producers behind some of the kind of, I suppose, the world's most diverse and interesting electronic scene. So obviously Lottie and I have both come out of a very indie background in terms of where we're at from our career standpoint, me being at Ninja Junior at Dublab, and we started playing together in 2018.
Yeah.
Just DJing because we kind of share this love of like eclectic left field sort of world influenced music. We started playing a lot here, and it's just kind of like come out of that really our desire to really, I suppose, support these artists and highlight their impact on LA dance culture really. Being foreigners out here, seeing how that scene's evolved and how much of it is owed to international artists, we really wanted to kind of further that and just support it. So obviously it is a strange time to be starting this, but at the same time I think the artists are, the music is niche, it's left field, it's very, very progressive, and I think it just still feels at a time that we really need to give these artists as much support as we can. So although it's dance focused, I still think there's a desire for that and a need to keep that going, particularly at the moment when all of the artists we're working with, I'm sure like a large section of their income has gone through live and DJ sets. So it felt like the right thing to do for me.
We've been working on this for a few months, and I'll let you play Umfang's track that she has made for the compilation that we're going to be releasing. There's 50 that's on the compilation. But yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, put me on the promo list.
Sure. But obviously with Umfang as well, she's she's a label owner herself and like one of the kind of pioneers of this, and it's an honor to have one of her tracks on the comp for sure, amongst the other artists that we can talk about later.
Okay, great. We're gonna play a clip of this one.
You need to play this on big speakers. I miss raving.
Yeah, so I was just picturing you in a rave, actually.
Bucket hat rave.
Bucket hat rave.
Hat live.
That should be the music video.
Yeah, just Lottie raving around downtown in a bucket hat.
But a lot of videos on my phone of that. We could probably do the math on that
Yeah,
compilation.
we could probably just comb that together, to be honest.
In a social distance manner.
Trying to figure out like what I ordered.
I think it was a million-year-old egg with pork.
Oh, I haven't eaten that one yet. I'll make it known when I eat the
Thank
weird
you
egg
for
thing.
that.
Yeah, this is an omelet, I think, but I think there's
I
flour in it.
I love a good omelette more than anything in the world. Banging omelette.
The only thing you can cook, Victoria. It's the only thing you can cook.
They say.
My mushroom tea is going down pretty.
Has it actually got mushrooms in it?
You'll be surprised.
We've got some mushrooms here, I think.
What else do you do right now? That's the mushroom coffee, so that it doesn't have as much caffeine in it, right?
Yeah.
Because I've had something like that at Honey High.
I want to go.
I feel quite like I'm raving right now. We all just had a massive rave upstairs in my house to Shania Twain, Man, I Feel Like a Woman.
I hope it was a socially distanced rave.
Well, no, we're isolating together, so it's fine. No one can resist the call of.
Actually, you know what? Can you three ladies explain to me the differences that you perceive in an American rave versus like an English rave? Because they're not really quite the same.
Working
the rave
toilet?
here is really specific.
I think number one is working toilets.
Let's let the rave queen Lottie answer this one.
I mean, LA, obviously, there's a massive underground scene here. You know, a lot of the parties that happen because of the perimeters that the like city put out in order to put on parties, and how difficult they make it for people to do parties in special places. It kind of everything goes underground, but I mean, it's such an established ecosystem, and you know, everyone was, you know, building a really great scene before, obviously pre-COVID.
I think it definitely changed as well. Just that even the time that I started first coming to LA, you know, obviously there was a huge disparity between, you know, just European, just in terms of, you know, simple things like bars being open when the dance floor is still going, you know, licensed stores, all of that kind of stuff. It just harbored a more like free culture and environment. And I think particularly, I mean, the UK is a whole other thing. I mean, you know, UK festivals are obviously like feral as hell in the best possible way. You know, taking American friends to Glastonbury, which I have done in the past, is quite an experience. You know, obviously that this is people that haven't had much knowledge or experience of having that kind of UK festival event, but I think it's getting, well, pre-COVID obviously, I feel like it was, you know, they were kind of becoming, they were on par with each other. Definitely there's some really exciting underground scenes, as Lottie said, happening here.
I just think it's harder in the US, like especially with Vice and stuff. They just freak out at dance music. I'm like, oh, dance music, trouble. It's not true.
I mean, the thing with places like the US is when you think of a rave, it's very much associated with mainstream electronic music, you know, like very much EDM. And when you have something that's underground, it's not as common to call it well, I guess people do call it an underground rave, but I feel like when I hear English people say like, "Oh, I miss a good rave," here that sounds like you miss going to EDC, you know?
It's
It
really
doesn't necessarily versus like, oh, I miss going to Rhonda to
yeah.
go to a good club night or to go to an underground club or
Well, it's because we have the history, like from the 90s, of course, you know, and that's like never really gone away. I mean, even now, there's a big thing happening in COVID is illegal raves again. And the pin will get dropped on WhatsApp, you know, an hour before, and there's thousands of kids turning up under motorway bridges and in fields, and it's really bad right now. You know, back in the 90s, it was kind of cool, like bad but cool, but now it's just really irresponsible, and so they're trying to capture the spirit of British rave, but it's like, no, this does not add up. It's not okay.
In a danger session, there were 6,000 people came out in Manchester a few weeks ago. I don't know if you saw that, Jen, on the news. It was two main raves, 6,000 kids. I mean, they like completely destroyed the environment they're in. Somebody was murdered. I think someone was raped as well, and it was just really bad. I guess it's what, you know, it's just that classic thing of when things are made illegal, that's how we react as humans. It's that rebellious. It's obviously the same with not wearing masks. It's the same kind of psychology behind it.
Yeah. I mean,
say if anyone's read this book, it's incredible. Energy Flash by Simon Reynolds. Basically chronicles like the history of dance music through British rave right through to EDM, and it's absolutely amazingly written, and I highly recommend it. I just saw it in front of me. I'm not sponsored for this.
Yeah, I feel like when I think of how the British or even Europeans, specifically the British, refer to raves, it's kind of like how I imagine people referred to raves in the 90s in the US, maybe when it was a little bit more underground. It's overall a lot cooler and definitely not very mainstream. And there used to be things like map points where, you know, you'd have to go to one specific record shop just to get a map point to figure out how to get to some desert massive or something that was going on, which is a cool concept, but then, you know, obviously very risky right now.
Yeah. I just think it's, as much as we all want to party and we miss it, and yes, it's like it pains us, and obviously we're going to talk about, you know, the future of what the live music industry is going to look like, but it's just like we don't need to do it right now. Just stay home.
Yeah, you know, just free from home.
Take a break.
Yeah.
How have you been finding the live DJ sets, Jen? Do you find them difficult? Have you sort of found I mean, they look amazing, obviously, but I'd be interested to know how you actually feel when you're doing them as an artist.
I did a lot of them during the beginning of quarantine, and I got a little fatigued after a while because it's not really something that I do often. I don't DJ every night, you know. I consider myself to some degree more of like, you know, like a performing artist / if you would like to call me DJ, that's fine. So it is a bit more fatiguing, but it's fun. You know, I was essentially DJing more. So every time I did these sets, you know, I was going and researching all these new songs. But initially, I didn't really want to do them. I was like, you know, I feel like it's beneath me. And a lot of that is ego and thinking, oh, if I stream my sets, does that not make me better than some, you know, some like tween YouTuber, in which there's nothing wrong with what they're doing either. It's just a different tactic, and I'm from a different generation. So I was really reluctant. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. But when I thought about it, this was less about me and my ego and more about my audience and the people that bought tickets to watch me perform, people who had just listened to my album, which I released at the very beginning of quarantine, and doing them a service and being like, you know what? I want to show people that I care, and I care about my audience, and sharing these moments with them, because I know if it's difficult for me, it's difficult for everyone. So I started doing these streams, and I've done a few. No, I've done like four. No, I've done more. I've done like 6 of them maybe, and that's far more than I've ever exposed myself online ever. Like I never, even when festivals say, "Oh, can we go and stream your set?" On Coachella, I always say no. It's just not what I've been about. I want people to be present. But it ended up being really good. You know, a lot of people at home who never knew who I was, they now are aware, and they're really excited. And hopefully when this shebang is over and we're outside, there'll be a new audience excited to come and watch, you know.
I
That's
think
all I can hope for.
it's also about finding, you know, other ways of connecting with fans, I think, and, you know, that is a real struggle. But, you know, from a label standpoint, it's certainly a conversation we've had a lot about, you know, all
Yeah.
I mean, all the campaigns, it's so focused on live, and it's such a beautiful and like powerful way to build an audience and connect on a personal level. And I think that definitely, like, the lack of having the impersonal kind of, you know, the lack of connection is a huge thing psychologically as an artist, and, you know, something like a really difficult thing to overcome. And whether live streaming is that way, I don't know. I think for sure you need to be creative about it and thoughtful about it, but it's definitely a difficult time to people are going to have to start getting very inventive, I think, to
So someone had said to me, this is LOSTResort, I recently watched Toki's 2015 EDC set on Insomniac, and I think it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I've never been to a rave before, but I'll have to go to them now. I would love to hear and experience her work live. I also just listened to her new album, So Unique, and I really liked it. I saved it to iTunes almost immediately. So, you know, for other artists that are similar to me, where we are just on this high horse being like, well, I am this accredited, established, distinguished kind of musician. Why should I be streaming? It's for that, you know, it's not really about you. It's someone else giving someone else the opportunity to enrich their lives by finding your work. And I think when you guys are, like both of you ladies, releasing music on these labels that you guys are in charge of, that's an important service that you're doing for the artist and for the audience, because you are, again, like enriching everyone's life through doing something like this, because you're spending time using your A&R and your taste making skills to connect people with artists. And yeah, I don't know, I think it's just a really profound and beautiful thing to be able to do that and to really share. And
when it's opening up, like you said, it's opening up to a new audience that, you know, maybe that haven't been to raves before, or haven't been to festivals, and bringing them into, you know, your fan base and your world. So
exactly. And then jump from there too, maybe from watching this program, people tuning in right now will go and look up Jada G and watch her Boiler Room or something, you know. People will go and find other artists on Spotify through looking at Umping and all these things. It's cool. I like doing that. I like hearing about new music, and whether you came here because of me, now you're gonna leave with this whole plethora of music that we're playing.
Yeah.
And that means we get to play Vic's recommendation. So you picked the song 450 by Bad Boy Chiller Crew.
Yeah, it's a bit of a rogue choice, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty.
I listened to it. I thought it was fun.
So it's from my boyfriend's label. It's the first release on his like new era of his label. So it's like some guys from the north, from a place called Bradford, that they're self-professed chavas. Do you know what a chava is?
A chav, like a chav?
Yeah, like a chav, right?
No, they call now chava.
Well, they call themselves chavas. So I think
like Burberry. It's like a bro, like a bro.
Well, it's probably more like
right?
Tracksuits and you know, I guess like traditionally associated with a very working class kind of thing. So they're very like self-proclaimed, like very proud chavas. You know, that's like their whole brand. But yeah, they're like, kind of like legends from Bradford. It's a super fun song. It's quite bonkers. It's like baseline house basically, but they rap, and the main guy's a bloody good rapper. So they mainly rap about quite naughty things, but they're pretty fun. It's basically like British lads from Bradford having it large. So it feels like the kind of anthem we all need right now. At least
a bit of heritage.
It may be completely lost for you know, trendy LA listeners. So I'm sorry, but that's me.
I don't know. I thought it was.
I'm glad you liked it. I'm gonna tell my boyfriend. They'll get excited.
I guarantee people are gonna like the song.
Big boy Max on my heart, the curve. I see them boys in blue, so I dropped the third.
garage.
Why do you say garage?
Yeah, it's very garage. The lyrics are actually so funny if you listen to them. It's quite funny.
I'ma pull up on that big 450, pop it and twist it. Watch when it kicks in. Cops are resisting, boys are resisting. Drop it and lift it. Cars on my misfit. Red light, risk it. My chopper, big Goose Parker.
It's very British, isn't it? It's like the dirty end of Glastonbury when you've got like no life left in you, and then this comes on, you'll have one last shuffle in front of a burger band.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah,
Oh, I love wearing my roll there.
I remember I had to buy wellies just to go to Glastonbury because everyone was warning me. They're like, it's really important. You have to get your wellies.
And was it necessary, you think?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Yeah. My
So I
friend
learned-
Khan, who works at an old colleague, got trench foot one year.
I had trench foot. But not from Glastonbury, from festival.
He got trench foot from not having wellies. He had 2 carrier bags on his trainers, and that was it. And genuinely had to go to hospital.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I remember A-Track coming for the first time. We had the same management at the time, and he had whiter than white trainers, like box fresh. And he was just like very distressed about what was happening. We were like,
It's
dude,
just
I
like
think
splish.
you're not
splish.
going to stay. Like, you need to just embrace this right now. And he was like,
Yeah.
he's not happy about it.
So I learned that, okay, so for everyone not familiar, Glastonbury is a huge festival in the UK. Massive. I think it has to be one of the biggest ones in all of UK and Europe, right?
Coachella.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's massive. It's like you build a whole town there.
There's
And
no Ubers.
it always rains, so the ground gets really, really
It's
muddy.
on the farm.
Yeah, it's on a farm, exactly. They also have to. I think they have to take some years off, right, for the farm to kind of grow back.
Fallow years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is amazing to let the land rejuvenate. And
Yeah.
Keep it sustainable.
this is
It won't sustain otherwise. People just leave. There's like thousands of tents that people just leave behind. They check it. They're just like, fuck this. I'm just leaving all my stuff there. But I found that when the mud is a certain level of dry and wet, it actually pulls your boots off your feet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a classic. Yeah. I'm always
you should just-
disappointed if that doesn't happen.
How do your little boots fare in the mud at Glastonbury?
you played Glastonbury, Victoria.
I've done it a couple of times, actually. It's bloody amazing. The best times when I came in on a helicopter. It was sick. Not because I was really famous or rich, just because I got forced to play a famous rich guy's party, and I said I'm not playing unless I get to go back to Glastonbury in time for Blur. But seeing it from the sky, the whole site was just absolutely so cool. But I mean, I don't love it. I don't know. Every time I get there, I love the idea of it, and then I get there and I'm like, I'm actually in hell. Like, why did I agree to this? And then the next year, someone's like, do you want to go again? I'm like, yeah. No, but it's a magic place. It's a magical wonderland.
Yeah. It's not an easy festival. It's not an easy festival to cruise around.
It's cultural history and its significance. Like UK music culture is very important, I think.
And it has so many amazing like areas to discover. That's not just like music and it's really, like
and they make cheese. You know, Worthy Farm cheese.
Yeah.
But did you know the founder of the CEO of Ninja Tune has a cheese farm? His family has a cheese farm as well.
No, I did not.
Yeah,
everyone's going into
Everyone's
the
doing
cheese.
This is a really British conversation. I don't know how many American festivals started as a cheese farm. Mostly wheat farms.
farms, exactly.
It's true.
But yeah, I find Glastonbury to be really whimsical, and they have those like employee bars. I remember seeing a whole like S&M show. I don't know. I've seen some crazy things at Glastonbury. It's kind of like a Burning Man, but less pretentious, more drinking, and the music is different. But they're both kind of feral, difficult, and
very
fun at
feral.
Oh,
the same time. Yeah.
Secret garden party in England now. That's feral.
It's always.
It's finished. It's finished.
Done. Oh god.
What's that?
It's actually really sad. A lot of the independent. I mean, obviously now, but you know. even pre-COVID, a lot of the independent festivals have been in trouble, I think, just as such a monopolising of and buying of, you know, festival sites in London as well. So it's very hard as an indie festival these days, and I really hope, you know, after this, we come out of this, there's going to be some that's still there, because it's quite magical. Even Festival, that's been, you know, one of the most, it's always fiercely independent, and it's just, yeah, you can't sort of fabricate those experiences. I just think that actually, probably more so than club scene now, is the difference between American and European festivals, I'd say. I'm sure you'd agree, Jen, playing both.
Yeah, they're different.
Just in terms of I think the culture and how, you know, and the ethos behind them, how they operate, and there's less restrictions in place, and I think it's just a kind of
It's a bit more free.
Yeah.
I guess that in some ways, could there be more hope for festivals because they're outside than clubs? That's one thing I'm really interested in, to see if, you know, it's easier to have
who survives throughout this.
Yeah.
In terms of how long.
They're gonna have to make everyone wear like a giant inner tube, because if you see people at a massive festival in the front, in the pit, there's no social distancing there. I'm pretty sure people are sweating on top of me.
Oh yeah.
Well, I had an idea, you know, in that Flaming Lips video when he's in like a ball, an inflatable ball, and he goes around. Just put everyone in one of those. It'd be a riot. Going around, bumping into people. It'd be great.
That being said, what is your favorite festival to play?
Vic, you answer that first.
I don't have. It's not like the festival. It's like the time. Like maybe Glastonbury or maybe Coachella. But when it was Coachella, it was because it was the year that all like the volcano hit and everyone loads of people couldn't come, and our crew couldn't come, and all our equipment got left in England.
That's right.
And we had to like run around the site just like asking people who could borrow their tech or their synth, or like I went to like a charity shop in Palm Springs to buy this weird outfit, and we had nothing because we'd gone a few days early, but then somehow it was like the greatest show ever. But it was literally just pulled together from a load of mad stuff and borrowed crew and everything, you know. So it was just like this force took over. So I think it was just like a special one.
Those moments. Sometimes when the struggle is real, the reward is very great.
Exactly. I guess that's why people like Glastonbury as well.
Exactly. I'm actually eating that egg thing that we're talking about.
Oh, go on. I'm really intrigued. So what is it? Can you describe the taste?
Okay, I will. So this is a cured egg that's green, a bunch of like green onions on it, but this is literally half a boiled egg. And the yolk went from yellow and it's now black. And the whole thing looks like coffee jelly. And I feel like I'm not supposed to eat the whole thing. I have this weird feeling that it's going to be really salty. So I'm going to take like a little bite. I'm totally not scared anyway. I'm eating some weird things.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really fun.
Yeah.
What's it taste like?
Okay. It tastes like an egg, but the egg yolk part, or not the yolk, the white of the egg, which is now brown, is a little firmer. I don't know how to describe it. That's about it. Like kind of like a jelly, like if you have a boba, like one of those drinks. That's it. And the yolk is really soft. So actually, and it tastes like an egg. It's not salty or anything.
So it kind of looks more extreme than it tastes.
Yeah, it tastes fine. It smells mostly fine. Actually, there's a lot of like weird smelling things. So I don't know. I think this smells fine too. I recommend it.
Channel, Jen. I watch it.
If you want to weird your friends out, eat one of these.
What does it taste like? Give us the describing words.
The yolk tastes like a soft yolk, and the egg white is just like is much firmer. Kind of imagine a very firm jelly. I can't necessarily quantify. It tastes like an egg and looks like something that's been rotting for a while. I don't even know, like mummified.
I know I'm like party, but I've really got into British Bake Off.
I watch all of them.
TV. I don't watch a lot of TV, but I think, you know, it's like sort of Valium for your eyes. I've been really enjoying it.
They're so nice to each other.
They're so nice. that's quite British, again, British culture, but it's just, I find myself screaming at the TV at these people being like, get the icing right, you moron, sat there like with my takeaway, obviously not being in the kitchen all week. Like, who are you? But
So that's like the opposite end of the spectrum, because when you watch a show, there's someone always finishes early and goes and helps another person. There's always someone crying because their mom and dad haven't made it.
Turning the ovens up on other people, or opening the freezer. No, none of that.
Doesn't surprise me.
That would do in the US.
I wouldn't really, but you'd imagine they'd be like encouraging that for tea. I think that's the difference. If it was made anywhere else, I feel like they'd encourage that kind of competitiveness.
I feel like it's there'll be like fire bombs coming in and like obstacles that you'd have to get through, and like crazy like sexy outfits, and just way more like the Hollywood version of Bake Off would be quite fun.
I'd be quite up for it. Have they not tried to do in America? Surely they must.
The Great American Bake Off would be very. I can't even really imagine.
Somewhere
between like Pillsbury Doughboy and I don't know, maybe Sexy Internet Chef or something. Can't figure that one out, but that would be fun to watch.
That would be.
Oh, great! So we have another song I want to play too. So this is Maddie's pick. Obsession Romantica.
This is our last song that we made. So this is Lottie and I's new song. This is the premiere, the world premiere as well. That's going to be, hopefully we'll be releasing it, I think, in the fall sometime, depending on how it goes. We have, as Lottie said, we've got 15 tracks from some of the most kind of forward-thinking, up-and-coming female and female-identifying producers. You're too mainstream, babe. Sorry. Next one. Maybe we can get you on the remix. So this is our track. So I produced it. Lottie's on vocals. It's also an ode to her sort of Spanish roots, having lived in Barcelona for a long time.
Love.
Yeah, and to continue with the kind of European world theme of the comp.
Absolutely.
So enjoy.
Yeah. I skimmed through it a little bit in the beginning, and like you guys have some acid vibes.
Yeah, a little bit of an acid base is our sort of trademark.
Oh, he's got a bit of an acid vibe.
I'm getting food fatigue.
I only need a top up, but I feel really good. Might text someone upstairs to bring me a drink.
I feel like I need a glass of wine, but I'm trying to be sober for a couple of weeks.
Might still amazing.
Again, another one I want to slam out in the club. Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe you need to do get on the remix.
Yeah, sure.
And Jen. And
I'm here.
Oh, it's so late, yeah. It's midnight here, guys. I'm going to turn into a pumpkin in any minute.
I'm sorry.
I can do a remix now.
What country?
Actually, this is a great time. If you guys have questions or comments,
Oh my god,
put them in the chat.
Look at this. Ned just brought me a top up.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Maddie, Lottie.
How you doing? Oh, hi, Maddie. We've met. I've heard a lot about you, Lottie, actually. You were with my ex-girlfriend in Ibiza.
Oh my god, yeah. Cheers, guys.
Ooh.
But don't worry, you're not the reason we split up.
You know you're like there, mate.
Thanks so much, Ned.
What's that? Whoa. Okay.
Oh, thank you, Dom Dog, supporting me on Patreon. Yes. So I've just discovered Patreon, and it's like this whole new world of craziness, but it's amazing. Like, people like what you do. They just will support you on it. It's really. Have you ever done Patreon, Jam? I mean, probably not. Have you, Lottie Maddy? Ever? Lottie could definitely do one. I'd pay to support.
I didn't do Patreon. My label, Young Art, we have a Patreon for that one.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
So,
I probably would never have done it if lockdown hadn't happened. But I was just like, I've lost a whole year of gig income at least. Like, I've got to do something. And then it's just become this amazing two-way conversation that inspires me to do more, because I have this conversation with my fans. I'm not just making stuff in isolation, so I'm constantly sharing it, and it's like a constant conversation. It's just really
also having that, you know, you're maintaining that contact and the connection with your fans.
connection. It feels like a real. I feel like I know the people on it, and I don't know. I was quite not judgy of it before, but just doubtful. I didn't think it was for me, and
yeah, that's how I thought about like the whole like live streaming DJ thing.
Right.
Like,
I was just like, oh, it's a bit weird. Like, it feels a bit desperate. And now
it's not that weird.
I'm so lucky to be able to have this, to have these people who will support me on this platform and engage with me this regularly and be this interested in what I'm doing. It's an absolute privilege, and I'm a full convert. It's honestly changed my life the last few months. It's been one of the biggest gifts I've had from lockdown. So thanks everybody supporting on Patreon.
Yeah.
Cheers to those guys.
amazing. Yeah, the song is super cool.
Yeah, I love it.
So yeah, we're hoping it's going to be a focus track. We're hoping the compilation. I mean, obviously there's been way more pressing cultural happenings in the world, and we wanted to take a back step with that, so we've delayed the release. But yeah, I mean we've been really astounded, Lottie and I, by the quality of the tracks that have come through for these artists that are on the compilation. Really, so just giving a bit of a rundown. This is the first release and the launch of the label, basically. So we have tracks from producers including Violet, Morale, who's this amazing like Persian producer, like up and coming, incredible. Minimal Violence,
She's a dub lab DJ.
She's a dub lab DJ too, yeah. Minimal Violence, like this awesome analog techno duo from Canada. We have Lara Sarkassian, we have Fang, as mentioned, we have Roxy Moore, Lucy out of the UK, who I'm sure you know, who's amazing. Yeah. Nana H, who's Lisbon based, is she?
She's in Germany.
Oh. Ooh, I can't remember where she is now.
Ivy Bakakati from Spain.
And then we have
Hinoko Amori.
Yeah, who's amazing. She's London based too. It's really, but like genuinely, the music is really, really brilliant, and we're super stoked to release it. And I think, it's obviously, it's a strange time for dance music, but I really feel like it is important to be kind of continuing to support that culture and that scene right now. It's something that's like a real passion project of Lottie and I's, and obviously we've been making a lot of music together as well to contribute. Yeah. So
I'm proud of you guys.
Thank you.
I've witnessed it for and I'm
so nice to bake off. Planning to bake off the support levels.
I was suggesting to some other people there should be like a great rave bake off. I said that to someone else. I've been making like sourdough. I've become that person. I'm like that person.
Mixed should definitely host like a rave bake off. That would be so rogue.
There'd just be tons of acid in it. No one.
I know. I was gonna say, like, who spiked my banana bread?
Just one more point on the label, though. It's obviously it's with a focus on female and female identifying talent. That's not really the kind of main thrust of what we're about. It's really just about celebrating new producers internationally, and that's kind of where it started.
And younger producers as well. We really want to support the younger generation that are coming through, and just kind of give voice to people, as many people as we can.
Yeah.
Are you guys calling the label Sisters of Sound as well?
I think it's going to be SOS Music. We're just trying to figure out the finalities right now with the contract. I think it's going to be SOS Music. What we just we had a bit of an argument about it this week.
Yes. Oh, you guys.
I like it. It could be both. I mean, short and long. I actually want to play this last song before we have to end soon. The song's Glorious, and it's by Sudan Archive. This is the Nydia remix.
Yeah, so
off of Stone's Throw.
Yes. I love Stan Archives. She's an amazing LA-based singer and violinist. She makes incredible music. I've booked her through Dub Lab for a few things, and she's just awesome. And the remix is by Nydia, who's a Portuguese artist that's blowing up right now. Check her stuff out. She just released a new EP this month. So yeah.
Excited. Actually, before I play this song again, when is your compilation coming out for your label?
TBC, but we're hoping September.
Yeah.
It's really dependent on, we didn't feel comfortable right now releasing it, given everything that's going on. So we just want to see how the land lies, but we're hoping for the fall, definitely.
Okay.
2020.
Okay. So everyone keep your eyes out for that compilation. For now, I'm going to play the Sudan Archives Glorious Nydia remix.
Screenshot smile on my father's face. Papa got a new job today. Mama smells like resort. Still so close, yet so far away.
Incredible. Check the violin skills.
Smile on my father's face. Papa got a new job today. Mama smells like resort. Still so close, yet so far away. Focus on the bottom line.
Speak glory in the name of the dollar. Speak holy in the name of the Father. The white man ain't trying to pay me.
I've got my Crocs on.
Oh my god, have you got them on? I sent these money for her birthday. I never got my birthday.
They're a little big birthday present. Like, how do I get in there?
Beautiful. I think they're alright. What is that keyboard you guys have in the back? Oh, is it my Moog?
Your Moog, you got it out. It's your shine.
Did I leave my Moog? Oh my god, I left so much stuff. When can I come back and take it? Sad, I get really emotional on Zoom when you see people you miss. You get like happy to see them, and then you get immediate sadness. Can't be with them. Does anyone else get that? It's like a high and a low of Zoom.
I was crying before we got on there.
When is the last time that you guys saw each other, the three of you?
So long ago.
We went to Mexico together. They played at Cross. We went to
In
Cross,
San Diego.
and then we drove down to Valley de Guadalupe and did some wine tasting down there.
Nearly missed my flight back.
Vic fell asleep in the car and then set off the alarm. Lottie fell on the dog and badly injured the dog. It was quite a dramatic trip.
I fell out of the car.
It was like girls.
Onto a dog.
Like 3 Brits lose their shit in Mexico.
Basically.
Fell on a dog.
And then we got stopped by the police on the way back.
We had a gun pointed at us on the border.
What?
Not on the Mexican border when we hit the US.
What?
The US checkpoint, because it was quite confusing to get back to go to. Vic was flying to London. She was flying home. We were trying to get back, and there was a lot of army, and the guys beckoned us towards them. But there was a stop sign, so technically I drove through the stop sign, and they all just got their guns out. It was horrendous, actually. This was really depressing. The whole
I
thing.
would say you look like the least dangerous person.
That's what I thought.
She's driving an Audi.
I
Yeah.
don't trust this girl. Or maybe they know. Maybe they actually knew you and you should have had that gun. Who knows? Maybe they knew something.
Who knows? It wasn't the nicest experience on the way back. We barely made Vic's flight. That was the last time we saw each other. When was that? In September. Yeah.
It sounds like a British female version of The Hangover.
Yeah, basically it was. Yeah. I mean, we've had so many of those now.
Yeah, there's been a few.
Mm.
There's been a few.
One day we'll reunite.
We'll be together again.
We have this, and you probably know it as well, Toki, Club TG's in Atwater.
It's a little local spot when we play. Three of us used to play a lot there, just on the DL, and have some really funny nights. Although Victoria would get a little bit too diva-like and only go on for an express 12-minute set, and then
I only do express sets, 12 minutes. 14 if you're lucky.
14 on a generous night. I'm just feeling.
And then I just drink all the bars. Oh, I miss it. I love that place. I hope they're doing okay. I mean, what do you do if you're, I don't know, there's venues.
Maybe they have rent control. They've been there for so long.
Yeah, I hope so.
We get people do like music video filmings and things like that in there too. I think
for sure.
Yeah. Seen those still, but yeah. Anyway,
this is definitely an institution. I was going to ask you guys something else. Let's see. Before we leave, let's see what I have in my questions. Well, actually, you know what, Vic? So you're also a label owner. How does that feel like for you? I know that On Repeat is yours. So do you have any, like, what kind of ownership do you have of that? Do you enjoy it? Is this something you do like often, or is it mostly just to release your own music?
It's been an interesting time actually, because we've just done a massive pivot, partly due to COVID, and partly, I guess, just, you know, one of the good things is we've been saying we'll do all these things with the label. We never had time or money. And the UK government's been quite good offering, well, I don't know if I'd say good, but, you know, they're offering loans for businesses. And we had all these plans. We've finally done them. So we've kind of stopped being a label apart from for releasing my stuff, because it was just really difficult for us to make money and kind of make ends meet. But we kind of pivoted into more of like a music consultancy and events agency, which sounds ridiculous right now, but kind of focusing on more like design stuff and more like an agency for corporate things or different kinds of events, I guess. So we just did a big shoot yesterday that went amazing, and we've actually done like a full business plan and a full, I don't know, we're actually, my friend who's upstairs right now, who I run it with, we're feeling really empowered and positive actually, which is bizarre considering we're running a music and events agency at this time. But we've actually had the time to stop and think about it and invest and take steps we think for the future will really reap a lot of rewards. So I'm feeling like strangely good about that, you know.
Yeah.
But
I think you should.
Yeah.
You know, I think you should. I think it's a good time to plan and to invest, because after this is all over, there will be events again. So
yeah, and
there will be
you
work
never
again.
have the time, all that stuff that like, I really want to start this business or do this, and you never have the time to like get it all in order and think about it and get it in line and realign stuff. So I think, you know, I was feeling quite down about things a couple of months back when I lost a lot of work, and a lot of things in my life kind of felt like the rug had been pulled on my feet. And then I read this thing that was like, what if it was a gift? Like every obstacle or bad thing that happens, ask yourself, what if it was a gift? And on the other side, you look back and see that as something really positive. So now that's my mantra all the time now when I'm like, I'm just like, what if it was a gift? And it really changes your way of thinking.
Yeah. What is it? That is that saying, the obstacle is the way, right? So sometimes if we can make it through, there's something wonderful on the other side. That's how I try to look at this whole thing. Coronavirus, obviously very important. Black lives do matter, everyone out there. Just because you don't see it on your feed doesn't mean it's gone away. So you know, all these things are still important right now, including women's rights and climate change, you know. But on the other side of all the mayhem happening right now, there will be good changes in effect, and I'm excited to see. And I think that if we remain positive and do the things we're supposed to, we'll still have like a wonderful society, hopefully.
Yeah,
that's what I'm telling myself. So just like continuing the positive.
It'll be like British Bake Off, but in real life for everybody.
And if you can go and vote in November, we can't, but please do.
It doesn't.
You guys can give these two your identity, and they'll vote on your behalf if you're too late.
Yeah, I will happily vote on anybody's behalf.
Just give them your social security card and. Just kidding. Maybe don't do that. Just kidding. Well, I want to say thank you, girls, so much for joining me. It's been really fun. It's just nice to have you know, some female energy, just to hear your perspectives on everything, especially as, you know, musicians, label owners living in different parts of the world. And I really appreciate your insight on just how one should navigate this coronavirus situation. So,
I mean, we're still figuring it out.
I mean, yeah, it's still happening. But yeah, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for everyone who tuned in. Next week we have Van Jess, and after that we have Metronomy. So thank you guys all so much.
Thank you so
Bye,
much.
guys.
Yes, thanks so much for having us. Really appreciate it. And keep doing it. It's
Absolutely,
wonderful.
yes. And I can't wait.
It's
I can't wait to hear our new music.
right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.